Today in the morning, when I was waking up, but I was still a little bit asleep, I had a certain experience which I want to share with you because I am 100% sure that it's going to absolutely change your life quality. And I would like to just say a little bit about the experience because the experience was extremely long. And it was basically taking me, my consciousness was taking me back into situations in my life which I thought I did wrong, or which were very hard, or which were absolutely boring, like standing in line on an airport or waiting in a broken bus for bus driver to fix the problem, and standing there and standing on an airport in America when we landed and waiting for the bus to arrive. These moments were extremely important for my consciousness to take me there. And I didn't understand why, so I was kind of like asking questions without words. And it seemed to me, it felt to me that it was more about being with myself, being aware and having a possibility to stop and slow down and finally start to perceive what's happening in me. It was much more important than what's happening outside of me, and the information about happening outside of me was that I create that. And I have always felt very much I'm like extra person somewhere, especially when we had some family gathering. I felt as a teenager that I'm extra, that I don't matter, that I am not supposed to be there or there. But I felt when I had experiences about my family gathering in this state, I saw there that everything matters, that I matter, that everybody who contributes to that energy of my family gathering matters to be there, creates a certain space, you know, when my aunts were having coffee or drink and they were talking about certain things, it mattered. And it went even deeper. Are you surprised about it? Because he didn't know what I'm going to talk about. Because when I start to talk about my experiences in the mornings, then I never share it with you because it's always forgotten. Because once I share it, I absolutely don't know even how to describe it. And it's hard for me to even put it in the words. Are you surprised?
I was reading this morning the book Transurfing, and I was reading a similar section about how every being, whether living or non-living, even plants, they are impacting reality in a certain way. They can all impact it. You can't not impact the world. And when you are going, for example, on a cruise ship, just thinking of this, when you go to a cruise ship, there are 5,000 people on there. If you didn't go on that cruise ship, the cruise ship would be weighing exactly your weight less. And the waves that it creates on the water, on the ocean, would be by just a little bit different. Maybe it would be driving a little bit faster or sailing. And it always has an impact wherever we go. As soon as we start existing, we are creating an impact and we are changing the reality for all of us.
I had to put down certain things in the morning today, and it is for you as well to understand that, you know, recently I read our YouTube comments that a lady received diagnosis of autoimmune condition yesterday, and you know, we all know that the autoimmune condition wasn't created yesterday. It has been created whole life, you know. We are still going forward to some destiny, and it's not our destiny where we arrived yesterday. It's our destiny to just still evolve, to still move it forward. Hey, if something is not curable, it was yesterday. It's yesterday's information, and somebody is curing it right now in this moment, or somebody has cured it, but you don't know that. And somebody even had that condition, hadn't have it diagnosed, and is cured anyways, because it is happening all the time. We are just trying to trap us into certain emotions to have experiences. But when I was revisiting the very hard things in my life, I was sometimes really mad at myself, angry about what happened to me, a little bitter or a lot bitter. I was sad. I was still sorry for myself during these times. And now when I had this experience, I saw me there in that situation as an observer, observing my past me going through this situation and being, for example, happy to sit in that bus and being happy in this now that I had this experience so I could see it, revisit it. I don't know what was important for me to wait at the airport, but now when I was revisiting, I liked it. I liked me to see me in the past waiting at the airport.
Is it like a memory that you like to look back to?
Because I don't know, but I have very fundamental information for everybody. Or, for example, getting some diagnoses or getting some predictions or prognoses from the doctors. Observer can't be hurt. You know, when you go back in there, you think you are hurt, but you are just the future you revisiting your past you, and you can't feel hurt. By you looking at you, you can feel the hurt of you past you. But when you are observing it from the future, which you are now, you are in the future from comparing to where you were, you can't be hurt. It's just the soul is just happy for any experience. And in a certain moment, I started to feel sad. Sad for everything what has ended. I couldn't believe how hard it was for me to, I can't even describe how it was almost making me cry that that something ended in my life and it was over and I can't revisit it again and again. But then I was asking immediately as an observer, I was like, hey, but it's actually good that it ended because something else could happen, and that's why I have so many memories composed together as a puzzle. That's why I met you, because I went through some hard times before, or that's why we are making this video and influencing maybe somebody else's experience on this planet. You know?
Creating ripple effects.
Yeah, it is very strange for me. I've never looked at it as this observer. I was always like caught in the, sadness, and, I felt sometimes refused by my mother or rejected or not understood. But the soul wanted that experience because for now, when I'm having relaxed body, laying in a cozy bed, in the morning between wakefulness and sleep, the observer, the me revisiting the events, is not hurting at all or not feeling pain, even though I had a lot of pain in my body in some parts in some sections of my life. I just don't feel pain now, and I just lovingly observed it. It was a really, really strange feeling, but I believe, in some moments I was like, oh my gosh, is this my life review? What is this, And I started to be scared, and then the observer started to laugh how I am scared, I started to have fun about me being scared in this moment because that's not who I was. I was just observing me while I was being scared. I was like two in one. We can be as many as we want.
I think it really comes down to something that we very deeply were talking about also in the course that we are just working on right now, that all the people who have really healed something or overcome some obstacles in their lives, when they look back on themselves, on their past self, they always have such a sense of love and compassion for that person. They see how that person was going through struggle and how it was a huge shock what they heard, how their future is going to look like. But whenever they are in that moment in the future and they look back on the past, they always say the same thing: I wouldn't want to change one thing.
Yeah.
It always gives me goosebumps when I say it. And this gives you the allowance or the permission to receive everything in the present moment with this knowingness that no matter what you're going through in the future, when you look back, you wouldn't want to change one thing. You know that it is important for your soul's journey, for your soul's evolution. And without obstacles, how can we grow then? This is really how we evolve in this lifetime.
We also tested a few days ago Raphael's meditation, which he prepared, and we fell in love with that meditation, and we are looking forward to share it with you. But back to my story, I think it's really cool, no? What do you think? It happened to me, like I didn't even plan on this, and I am not even knowing how I'm going to digest this in my life, but I know that this is gonna, for example, if I have it written down, for example, if we are disappointed about our life decisions, if we are mad at us because we did
Full of
something
regret.
really wrong, you know, or we said, oh, I should have done it this way or that way. In this experience, it was asking me, okay, what would you trade it for? Would you trade this moment waiting in a, you know, in a traffic jam or somewhere? Would you trade it? For what? What would you trade it for? Because it led you exactly in that moment, as Raphael was also saying. It is exactly, I wrote it down and you started to talk about it. It's really fun that it wouldn't be traded for any other, as it leads to now seeing them all. Two moments wouldn't be traded for any other moments, as it now leads to them all, to see them all.
And I think in that moment, when you're looking back to your past life and you can look at it from this sense of love and compassion, and just you're fine that it was the way it was. I think in that moment your future self is informing the past self to go on this journey, and in that moment you're also forgiving to that past. You're releasing all the regret that you have had, that you were carrying with you. This is the moment when you're letting it go and you're free of it, and then it just turns into a memory with wisdom, like Dr. Joe Dispenza says.
It's also really amazing that you can always know that when you revisit your past, there is you twice and you always have your back, because you know that there is some future you. And I really felt it in this, that there is future you who is always knowing how the things going to be and is very calm about
Oh
you.
yeah,
Is very, very
that's the
calm.
beautiful thing.
And it's going to let you go through these things, emotions and stuff like that, but your future you thinks it's cute. You know, even though the painful things are there, and even though the heartbreak and loss of somebody, or, you know, I also had there when we lost Luna, where I lost my grandmother, or, you know, it is experience, and you are now observing it like it doesn't happen anymore, but you can revisit it. So
And the future self is also very patient with the past self, because it knows I'm anyways gonna end up in this place when I'm healthy. I'm gonna end up in this place when I'm abundant. I don't care if it's gonna take a bit longer. It's not impatient. It doesn't come say, hey, come on, it's quick, you have to overcome this now, because it's stressed. That's what you're doing right now. But the future you knows it's all gonna be fine. So such a popular phrase, but I feel that it's really the truth. It's all going to be okay.
and okay will be when you are in between wakefulness and sleep. And when I was getting into my awakened state, I started to hear Raphael breathing, you know, the birds, you know, and I saw the light, and I really didn't feel like it's okay, but I was so grateful, because I felt so sad that every moment is over. I was feeling so sad that every moment is over in that experience. So I felt so sad that it is over and I have it now. So I try to take it in so much, you know. If you are going through some very hard things in your life, you have to now remember that it's already in the past. And if you are longer and longer away from that moment when it happened to you, you're becoming your future. You're becoming your future you, and you revisit that all the time. You can revisit that all the time if you want to. But also, when I was sometimes very sad to have it over, to be over, and you can stop revisiting and just enjoy in the moment, and you are trying to then be like a sponge and take everything in, like the
All the
birds, the
impressions.
grass which is around me, the light, everything, the life basically you want to take in. I'm having a person next to me, you know, I'm
Because
having
you want it to be a long-term memory. You never want to forget that moment.
It's just for the soul cameras. And I thought life review will be some special thing, you know, you will have their births and, you know, all these super milestones. I didn't know that there is going to be me sitting in a bus, being alone and just having time for myself, and being a little bit tired and feeling like that's the moment of my connection to myself, more than in meditation. Or even though I can revisit the meditation, meditating me right now, and I can see that there is, you know, sincerity and trying to overcome myself. But anyways, you know, when you are not trying to do something, it's much better. And if you received a diagnosis yesterday, it's your past, and there is just information for you in that you have to slow down and stop and reconnect to yourself, because it's gonna be over soon. You know, you might start telling your story that you have this and that autoimmune condition, but maybe it's gonna be over. Maybe somebody will solve it, and what then, you know? And it's telling you something about your life. Something needs to be only improved. Something has to be directed different way, so you can make your body happier and aligned with your soul. It doesn't have to be anything bad, anything which you have to. Because when I revisit my hard times, when I was laying here looking at these trees, and I was thinking that the life is over, in like 12 years ago, I now look at those trees. They are 12 years older, and the sky is different, and everything is different and same at the same time. And it's like you, from your future you, are going to be same and different at the same time. I don't know how to say it, but
I can guarantee you that your future self will be visiting you right now in that moment, yesterday, when you got the diagnosis, and is going to send you so much love, compassion, and peace. It is going to send you so much love, and it will lead you on that journey into your future.
I even felt today when I was in a bathroom, you know, I went to the bathroom and I had some difficulties, you know, with my digestion and so on. But I was like reading something, and I was thinking, okay, now I feel, when I relax my body, I feel my future me, or me next to me, supporting the process, giving me what I want, what I need. So if you need to support any process of your life, just connect to your future you. It's right by your side.
Oh yes.
And it is right here or behind me. And anywhere you want to imagine it, right? But
And that's time travel.
is it?
Right? Well,
I don't really know what it is. I don't have much knowledge about these things, but I thought I'll share it first before I start to even look into it or analyze it or anything. I just want it to be super clear.
the moment we think of something that happened in the past, we are there. We are putting our attention there, and that's also where our energy is. That moment we are in that situation, and we can influence it, and we can support that past version of you to really get through this, and gonna send it so much love and a hug and and you will feel peace. I think there are these moments also when you just all of a sudden feel such a sense of calm that you can't even explain. It doesn't come from anything that you can just point your finger to. But I see it as time travel.
Maybe it would be interesting life. Let me know in comments if you would feel your future you by your side all the time and feeling the support from your future, or not future you, because it's like something supporting maybe from the future, but it doesn't exist, right? Future or past. But maybe that you created some energy which is supporting you, and you are going to revisit that moment, and you will see how you are there somewhere sad, and next to you you see your future you, and you will be so proud that you see those two. I know it sounds strange, it's hard to put into words. I don't even know how to grasp it. So if you have similar experiences as well, please share, because it's great if we can support each other. So I hope it's gonna do what it has to do in your soul, this information.
Thank you so much for being with us. And if you would like to share some more time with us, we also have this video for you next.